They have numbers if they hurry.
Done to Beal. Beal quickly gets to the rim, missed the layup.
That play indicative of Beal's season, folks. He's been inept, incompetent, incoherent as a son.
And injured.
Richard, he missed 7 shots Friday against the Celtics. Now he missed his last 2 here.
I recently made a video about Kevin Durant. And basically in the video, I explained how despite Kev still putting up all worldly, crazy great numbers, it's suddenly become irrelevant. Now, it's not specifically his fault why they've become irrelevant, and I explained that in that video, so KD fans, please relax. But when you don't win, big numbers don't really matter. But the player who really set Phoenix back, and we all know this by now, is this guy right here. I'm not even quite sure how you do this and strike out all 3 times, but the Washington Wizards, they are literally known for giving out 3, and I mean 3 of the worst contracts of the last 15-20 years. The saddest part, to me at least, is they actually got finessed by all 3 of their best, most productive players over the span of the last 20 years.
Nah, it was one of those things. I just signed my contract. Right. You know, the 111.
Right.
All you said was, you better be worth the 111. That's all you said.
That's right.
In the midst of him falling off, Gilbert Arenas got paid a 6-year, $111 million contract in which he even knew he wasn't worth.
And to me, I'm like, I just turned down 127 for the 111, and you questioned me. I don't like him because inside, I knew it. Like when people ask me, were you overpaid? Yes, I was, because I was hurt, I was damaged, already had 2 surgeries.
After that terrible deal, he only played 55 more games with that team. What makes it even worse is before the deal, he only played 13 games due to a knee injury, so it made no sense. If you want to see Finesse 101, this is quite literally it right here. This is Gil's production on said deal by the year, and this is how much he was getting paid. I like John Wall. John Wall was cold, but John Wall was never this cold. This is why paying anybody that's not a super duper star early, especially if he's not even that young, might be the dumbest thing you could possibly do. John Wall, in year 7, by the way, he got paid a 4-year, $170 million supermax in 2017 that actually didn't kick in until 2019. After getting that contract, John Wall played 73 more games in that uniform. And guess what? This is the kicker. He didn't play not one single game under that contract. Directly after getting that deal, he essentially immediately faced career-ending type of injuries. And just like Gil, this was his production under said contract by year, and this is how much he was getting paid. It literally took him getting swapped by one of the other worst contracts in the sport to move him. But you know, they quite literally said,
thank y'all for taking on this ride with me. Yeah. You know what? Here go 2 more for y'all. Yeah.
With all due respect to Brad's Washington days, this man was treated there like he was Timmy D in San Antonio, or Dirk in Dallas, or Kobe in LA, and I never got it. In an extremely desperate attempt to, I guess, keep any marquee name in uniform, the Wizards gave this man the worst contract of the current decade, and I don't even think it's close. Bradley Beal got a 5-year, $251 million contract with a no-trade clause. To contextualize how god-awful that deal was, these were the biggest contracts at that time. Jokic, a 2-time MVP at that time. Giannis, a 2-time MVP fresh off a championship at that time. Steph, a 2-time MVP fresh off his 4th championship at that time. And Luka. This organization put this man in this tier. Also, these are the players in NBA history that's had a no trade clause. They put this man again in that tier.
I was gonna say, I'm sure you've been aware of kind of like all the other stuff, moving parts around the league, Jimmy and all that.
Yeah.
There's some speculation around the league that this is related to that. Have you thought about kind of like moving on, starting like related to the bigger picture?
If so, I need to be addressed because I hold the cards. So until I'm addressed and somebody says something different, then I'm gonna be a son.
But you know, what makes one bad decision by one franchise even worse is when another franchise jumps in and basically doubles down on said mistake and saves that franchise from their own nightmare. That's what Phoenix did. Phoenix made this trade, which we knew was a mistake from the jump. We all knew that. And let me waste no time on how this immediately became a circus. In 2023, the Suns traded 4 first-round picks, a pick swap, and 3 extremely valuable players for Kevin Durant. That's a championship win now trade. Then just 5 months later, they quite literally made sure they could never win a championship with Kevin Durant after all the compensation they just gave up for him. The Phoenix Suns have the highest payroll in basketball, essentially having 3 $50 million annual contracts. And what I'm about to show you is literally what it looks like to be drugged down by one guy. Out of every player on the Phoenix Suns this year that's actually played significant games, Bradley Beal has the worst record of anybody. When this man touches the floor, they actually lose the most. Out of everybody on the Phoenix Suns this year, and I'm not gonna lie, this one blew my mind. Bradley Beal basically has a +100 difference with the worst plus minus on the team. This is the 4th highest paid player in the league. Obviously, Bradley Beal's not a bad player, and even statistically, even going back to last year, he hasn't played bad. But this is some of the worst value given his contract ever. If you actually want to see in real time how one man can drag down one entire franchise, and I know Bradley didn't trade for himself, so it's not his fault per se, but bro, this is insane. These are the players with the highest on the court, off the court differences in the league, meaning these are the highest net rating swings when you play versus when you sit. As you can see, some of the most impactful players at the top: Jokic at the top, SGA MVP candidate at the top, Franz Wagner, shout out to him, at the top, Giannis at the top, Wemby, Luka, Draymond, Steph. You visually see their impact. And then you go all the way to the bottom and you see the 4th highest paid player in basketball. That's crazy. This season, Devin Booker has a sub 500 record when he plays with Bradley Beal. Kevin Durant has a sub 500 record when he plays with Bradley Beal. Now look at their records together. The year Phoenix made the Kevin Durant trade, they could at least hang their hat on the fact that they literally went undefeated with Kevin Durant in the regular season, and they gave Denver, the champion Denver Nuggets, the toughest series they had that entire playoffs, and then immediately they tanked their entire future. This is the definition of a self-inflicted wound. And in layman's terms, for anybody that doesn't quite understand what I'm saying or why Bradley Beal might feel like the scapegoat, it's because he's on the worst contract in the sport. He gives you little to no value, and he's on a no trade clause, so you can't move him. So what are you forced to do now? Trade Kevin Durant, who was the initial championship trade. That is just wow. And when you look at Bradley Beal and Russell Westbrook, 2 players in 2021, with all due respect, who put up inflated, deceiving numbers on a losing franchise, which ultimately caused 2 franchises that actually could contend to make 2 of the worst, most unnecessary trades that I've ever seen in my entire life. The Washington Wizards, they've created a whole new finesse recipe. Bring them in while they're on a bad contract, or give them a bad contract, let them inflate their numbers on our bad team, and then trick a sucker. It should be illegal to make this much money and put up 1 point. If you guys like this video, let me know in the comment section how exactly you feel about Bradley Beal and this deal. Phoenix, you tanked your own championship window, and I don't understand it, bro. I just don't. Follow my social media sites, turn on post notifications, do all that great stuff, guys. And until next time, as always, stay tuned.